Chaos is about to fundamentally break open-world travel efficiency in NTE, but his brutal 14-day banner window is a massive trap if you do not map out your pull economy right this second. In this video, we are bypassing the generic hype to definitively answer how far you should push on his Forsaken Path banner. I am going to break down his exact scaling loops, map out his leaked awakening tree to pinpoint the absolute most optimal stopping point for your account, and by the end of this video, I will give you an honest, definitive verdict on whether this character is actually worth your hard-earned pulls right before patch 1.2. Save up to 21% on your NTE top-ups using Loot Bar. It's a really trusted marketplace for cheaper top-ups. For example, the 6,480 Rift Crystal pack costs just $77.10 on Loot Bar, while in-game it will run you about $100, so you're saving almost $23 right away. How it works is that after the purchase, you'll be directed into a cloud emulation tool where you'll log into the game as if you were on your mobile device. Then select the pack you bought, and the product will be delivered instantly as if you bought it yourself in-game. Then any trace of your login is deleted. It's a quick and easy process, and one I've personally used myself a few times. A lot of players use Loot Bar with hundreds of thousands of purchases. Use my link down below and start saving today. Now, to be completely transparent right up front, we need to set a strict credibility shield. We must explicitly separate what is locked-in developer fact from what is currently sitting in pure leak territory. The official terminology for his kit mechanics, specifically his resource acquisition being called crime and his enhanced burst state being called retribution, are absolutely confirmed facts. However, the exact values tied to his new city skill and the specific percentages inside his awakening tree come directly from leaks, primarily sourced from the data meter seal. The core structural design of his kit is solid, but you must treat these exact numerical values as actively shifting beta data that could absolutely change before his banner goes live. Let us strip away the generic buzzwords and look at his actual mechanical engine. Chaos is a Lakshana on-field DPS whose entire damage profile is engineered around a strict 3-system rotational loop. Your foundational resource is his crime gauge, which you build up predominantly by weaving plunge attacks into your standard sequences. While you are managing your crime economy, you also need to maintain Warrant, which operates as a self-buff that significantly amplifies his outgoing damage multipliers, while also providing utility that matters for your entire team composition. The entire rotation crescendos when you activate his ultimate Retribution. Pressing Retribution automatically applies Warrant on hit, immediately shifts Chaos into his enhanced burst window, and drastically supercharges the heavy follow-up attacks that consume your stored crime gauge. The optimal execution requires you to stockpile your crime, ensure your warrant buff is active, trigger retribution, and immediately dump your supercharged follow-ups into that compressed burst window to maximize your damage scaling. Before we even touch his combat ceiling, we have to talk about his exploration value, because the leaked update to his city skill completely changes the value proposition of his banner. Chaos originally had the Hound Teleport Anchor, which was already a fantastic mobility tool. But according to the new test data from Seal, his City Skill 2 now allows you to place permanent teleport points directly onto the map. Even more insanely, the maximum capacity for these anchors has been bumped up to 2, and you unlock this utility immediately at level 1. Because NTE is such a massive open-world environment, fast travel efficiency dictates your entire gameplay loop. Having 2 permanent player-placed teleport points drastically accelerates your daily farming routes, artifact runs, and puzzle clearing. There is simply no other character in the current meta offering this level of map manipulation. Even if you bench him in endgame combat scenarios, his overarching account utility makes him a top-tier exploration asset. The real complex math begins when we look at his awakening tree. Awakenings in NTE are highly flexible because you unlock them with duplicate copies, but can individually toggle the effects on and off to suit your team's specific synergy locks. Let us systematically break down the leaked nodes so you know exactly where to stop pulling. Awakening 1 grants additional crime generation whenever you are attacking enemies currently marked by Warrant. This is a massive rotational fix that directly patches his inherent resource hunger, allowing for a much smoother loop and a higher density of follow-up attacks during your burst. Awakening 2 provides a flat 20% defense ignore modifier when attacking those Warrant-marked targets. Defense ignore is an incredibly potent standalone multiplier that universally scales your damage output against endgame bosses. Awakening 3 is the absolute structural centerpiece of his kit. It increases his critical damage by a massive 30% for 20 straight seconds, immediately after casting Retribution, and this duration refreshes every single time you re-trigger the ultimate. Because Awakening 3 serves as his exclusive resonance unlock, it universally amplifies his entire burst window. If you are a moderate spender looking for a high-value vertical investment, Awakening 3 is the unquestionable target. Awakening 4 is a dedicated multi-target quality of life node. Whenever you defeat an enemy holding the warrant mark, that mark automatically transfers to a nearby unmarked target and fully recalculates its duration. This heavily optimizes his mob clearing efficiency but loses value in single-target boss encounters. Awakening 5 operates as the exact inverse, granting a 20% damage amplification, specifically when there is only one warrant target left on the field. Finally, Awakening 6 represents the absolute whale's ceiling. Casting Retribution immediately restores his crime gauge entirely to its maximum cap. This immediate full resource refund allows you to unleash a terrifyingly dense sequence of follow-up attacks. But because this requires a total of 7 limited character copies, it is strictly relegated to Leviathan territory. Now it is time for the honest value caveat and a dose of reality. Chaos is operating on a highly compressed 14-day banner window running from June 24th to July 8th on the global servers. This is significantly shorter than Lacrimosa's 21-day cycle. Realistically, the active free-to-play income across Phase 2 is only going to net you somewhere in the 40 to 60 pull range, completely excluding whatever you managed to hoard during Phase 1. If you drained your account trying to maximize Lacrimosa, chasing high awakenings for chaos right now is a mathematically dangerous decision. To be brutally objective, for a vast majority of the player base, chaos is functionally complete and mechanically satisfying at baseline 0 awakenings. You still gain access to the 2 permanent map teleports, and his core combat loop executes perfectly fine without needing duplicate copies. If you are highly budget conscious, pulling a single copy and immediately hoarding the rest of your Rift crystals for the massive patch 1.2 update is the smartest macro play for your account. However, if you are absolutely dedicated to maining this character and want to push his limits, the absolute best mathematical value stopping point lies between Awakening 1 and Awakening 2. This combination permanently fixes his resource generation while injecting a potent defense Omnort multiplier that significantly raises his baseline damage. Pushing for Awakening 3 gives you the ultimate power spike via that massive critical damage resonance boost, but you need to be very realistic about the financial cost required to secure those extra copies in such a short time frame. What makes pushing for Awakening 1 or Awakening 2 far more palatable is how NTE's cosmetic milestone system actively rewards vertical investment. Every limited banner guarantees 3 specific cosmetic rewards based on your total pull volume. You secure a glider at 50 pulls, a vehicle livery at 120 pulls, and the fully customized character skin at 200 pulls. Therefore, if you are mathematically targeting Awakening 1 or Awakening 2, you are naturally going to cross that 120 pull threshold, automatically securing the vehicle livery along the way. If your luck falters and you have to push all the way to 200 pulls to secure your copies, you are handed his exclusive skin as a direct bonus. But there is a massive trap you must avoid. While your standard 90 pull character pity directly carries over between patches, the cosmetic milestone counter is entirely banner specific and resets the moment the cycle ends. If you want that glider, that bike livery, or that premium outfit, you have to hit those exact numerical milestones squarely within Chaos's strict 14-day window. The definitive conclusion is clear. Chaos offers unprecedented open-world utility alongside a highly technical burst window combat loop. Pull a single baseline copy if you simply want to revolutionize your map exploration. Push to Awakening 2 if you want the highest mathematical return on your investment while scooping up some guaranteed cosmetics. And completely ignore Awakening 6 unless budget is literally zero concern for you. Stay disciplined, do the math on your remaining Phase 2 income, and do not let a 14-day banner bait you into ruining your patch 1.2 economy. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the final definitive kit confirmation video the exact second the official banner art drops, and let me know in the comments below if you are playing it safe with a single copy or risking it all to hit that vehicle livery milestone.